morning, Frederick. Oh boy, gotta get myself together here. All right, let's try this again. Take two. Oh, here. Okay. Well, I gotta do this. Oh, Jesus. All right, just like I would normally. All right. Good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, August 21st. I'm your host, Dani Gurry. I'm recuperating after the 100th show, and this show we're going to take a look back. But happy first day of school for the FCPS kiddos heading back into the classroom today and the rest of this week. Tag Good Morning Frederick in your first day of school photos, and I'll put them together for Monday's show. So don't tag me if you don't want me to use your photos. But I hope everybody has a great week. I did think this week would be a great time to take a look back at some of our favorite segments. Today's show features the first ever interview with Shannon Flannery, which debuted on the inaugural show April 1st. Salyer McLaughlin, writer, director, and producer of Boomtown Frederick, a movie about downtown Frederick. That is, so amazing. Can't wait till that comes out. I've asked my guests, if someone called you and said they only had 24 hours to spend in Frederick, what do you tell them is a must do? I'm going to play their responses, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. When somebody comes in from out of town, where do you take them? And also, I have Tiffany from Pet and Home Care. They are a great sponsor of the show, and they're also hiring. So if you're looking for a flexible job where you are an employee, not a subcontractor, contact petandhomecare.com. Don't forget, subscribe to YouTube. We're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers by September, but I need your help, please. And I'd love to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. And don't forget about Good Morning Frederick merch. Tomorrow, the home of everything Frederick will be open, 401 North Market Street. You can pick up a 20-ounce travel mug, t-shirt, hat, sticker, or magnet, even one of the limited edition 100th show shirts. Every time you purchase Good Morning Frederick swag, I use the proceeds to donate to local causes. All right, let's get this thing started. Thank you to our show sponsor, We Help You Move. Whether you're moving across the street or across the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make the whole process easier. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a huge supporter of the Frederick community. Let's talk about giveaways. I've got tickets to Troy Fest, which is September 7th, coming up very soon. If you'd love to go see that, if you like live music, maybe you like reggae, Ja Works is playing at that event. You're going to want to win those tickets. You get 2 of them, or you can get your 5 Maryland Lottery scratch-offs. We give them away each week. You can head to mdlottery.com for all the available games, and make sure you please play responsibly. I also have a Tree Trekkers 3-hour adventure ticket. That is up for grabs as well. You're going to text the word tree, or you can get 4 tickets to any regular season Frederick Keys game. They finish up Labor Day weekend, so there's still time to get out to one of those games. Text those keywords to 888-465-2944. This segment of People of Frederick is sponsored by The Healing Storm. Shannon and her team strive to create an environment where you are seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to release stress and pain, massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a healing journey program. Check out thehealingstorm.com for the details and to schedule an appointment. Shannon Flannery is back on Good Morning Frederick. This is from the very first episode on April 1st. Currently, the most viewed at over 7,400 views. We're hoping the 100th show beats that, but we will see how that stacks up in the next few days. This, I thought, would be a perfect way to kick things off on this Look Back week. I am here with the Shannon Flannery, the founder of this group, Everything Frederick and More. You know, I've known you for a long time, actually. I first met you when you were doing volunteering for the canines.
Yes.
Years and years and years ago.
Yes.
And we had become reacquainted right before COVID.
Right.
There was another group on Facebook that had taken off quite a bit, focusing on the restaurants and food.
Yes.
And that kind of fell apart. And you decided, hey, I'm going to start something else. Tell me kind of that thought process for you.
So when COVID happened, he actually started after COVID. That's what kind of.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
When COVID happened, I had a lot of friends that were in the restaurant industry. And I knew that they were going to die when everything closed down. I'm like, what are they going to do? So something that I started was I raised money, and when restaurants were able to cook, I would get restaurants to make food. I'd pay them. They deliver hot meals to the hospitals or to wherever. And so that was sort of the first beginning of it. And then Chris started his group for the food, which was fabulous because we're all trapped in our houses. And what else were we doing but eating?
Eating. We were eating a lot.
And but I knew that there needed to be something more.
Yeah.
Because I say this all the time, and it's a complete lie. I make it up. But I'm like, we have more mom and pop places per capita than anywhere else in the United States.
Though.
That's probably not accurate, but I mean, but there's so many.
There are.
And so I knew that everyone was suffering with us being closed down. So I'm like, what else can we do? I mean, food's great. Who doesn't love food? But we got to do something for everyone.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of stuck in this weird limbo where we can't go out. I was able to go out because for some reason I was considered able to go and work.
Essential.
Yeah. Realtors are essential.
Yeah.
And so I created, I really kind of, I pray a lot, and I just was inspired to create Everything Frederick. And so I did, and it started with 1,000 of my Facebook friends, and then 1,000 of my other friends' Facebook friends, and now we're at 124,000.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. You know, as somebody who's in media, watching the natural, organic growth of Everything Frederick was phenomenal to me. I just was in awe, but you did everything right. You did everything out of sincerity and graciousness and goodness. And I do believe that comes back tenfold. And I think that, I've talked to a number of people where that group saved their business. And I think it's just fantastic that you've kind of built this really central part of what Frederick's all about, which is excellent.
Yeah, no, I'm. It's so much more than what I ever anticipated.
Yeah.
I wanted to connect our community, and I wanted to help our businesses, and it did that and so much more. And it's definitely a labor of love,
as
you're now seeing. But
I can't tell you guys. It's like Twitter. The feed, just new posts and new members being added. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it really
since
is.
2020. It's been no day off. And it's my sister and my friend and my mom and I.
Yeah.
At one point, there were actually more admin. There were like 10 total. But it was sort of like the Wild Wild West, and things were happening, and I was like, okay, we're gonna
reel it in. We're gonna reel it in. Yeah, there may be room for that. So now there is a progression into a brick and mortar space.
Yes.
And this is so exciting. I think you're just kind of taking the idea and bringing it home, literally. We are on Market Street at 4th Street.
Yes.
Right? Yep. Market at 4th. Mm-hmm. And cute little shop front.
Yes.
So tell us your idea for this.
So, as Everything Frederick has grown and, helping businesses and everything, I wanted to also sort of give it a real life space. And when I say that, you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, it was a very interesting thing. I'm like, I really want a place for people to sort of connect in person.
In real life.
In
IRL.
real life, not
IRL.
just on Everything Frederick.
Yeah.
And because we have so many artisans and people who make their own things and things like that, and like Frederick Made, they were definitely an inspiration, like how they have people, all the artisans stuff in there to sell and whatever. I'm like, this is a really cool idea. We should have more of that.
Yeah.
And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I really want to be part of that, more of that. So I started looking for a space downtown, and I was just like on the main, like either Patrick or Market, and I really wanted Market. And then I was looking at the prices, and I was like, okay, maybe I won't. But then I came to look at a different place, and this one wasn't even on my radar. And I saw it, and the other one was no longer available, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was just like meant to be.
Yeah.
And I met the owner and her representative, and we were able to work things out, and they're super excited about Everything Frederick being here.
Yeah.
The Goddess group will be here too, but we're just a smaller part.
Yeah.
It really will be for Everything Frederick. And sort of my vision is that we'll have like seating arrangements like this. We'll have comfortable seating, charging stations. There'll be counters up at the window with seats, charging stations, and a coffee bar. And people can just come in and like work. Like I've already had lenders say to me, hey, can I come and just work at your very cool office downtown? I'm like, absolutely, that's what it's there for.
Yeah, so it's really going to be a place just to gather.
Yeah.
So if you're out and about and you want to come downtown and just gather with friends or just even by yourself, it's going to be a comfortable, safe place for you to come in, recharge literally your phone or yourself, right? And connect with other people in the community.
Yes.
I love it. I really, really love it. And then secondarily, or part of it, is you are going to have space for local artisans to display their wares and sell them on consignment.
Yes.
So they can bring their stuff in, and you'll rotate people
it out.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, so people can come in and buy local artisan stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then like even Hoff Design, he's a woodworker, and he's actually making very cool countertops, like removable countertops that I can take with me and put somewhere else if I want to. And he's going to have tables at the seating stations, so that way, if somebody wants to buy them, he'll just transition them out and bring in new stuff.
Cool! So you can see it in use, and then say, "Hey, I'll take that."
Yeah, and he even said, he's like, obviously you're going to be using it. People are going to be drinking coffee and whatever. He's like, but because it's wood, I can just refinish it, and so that they can take it home and it's like brand new. So.
Yes. Plus, we're going to be filming from here during events, and we're going to have happy hours and gatherings. So it really will work its way into in real life Frederick and working in conjunction with Everything Frederick. What is your goal for the group Everything Frederick and more? Like, do you have any kind of goals in mind for the group itself?
I mean, when you ask me that, no, but I think it's what it's always been. Like, I just want to help our community. That's another reason why I wanted to have an established space, because I wanted, like, we've done, fundraisers and we've collected items for different, populations, but I've had to ask other businesses to be like,
hey, can we drop off at your place?
Yeah. And so now we can have a home base where people can come and actually see that these are the people behind.
We're for real.
Yeah, we're for real. And it's just continue to infiltrate the community in a way that we are continuing to help them, whether that means another food pantry, or I know you and I have ideas, and it's just a continuation of being able to help our community.
Yeah, and literally at street level, right?
Yes.
So now you're literally here where people can come and pick things up or drop things off, and I'm so excited about it because I think you and I are very in line with giving back to the community, being a really giving part of this community. And small business for me is, I'm so passionate about helping these businesses because I know how tough it is. So for you to continue to provide this free space to reach hundreds of thousands of people. Literally, I believe Everything Frederick and More is the largest media group, bar none, all the radio stations, the newspapers, the magazines don't come close. And that's pretty powerful, right?
Yeah.
And you've kept it very fair for everybody, which I love. And I think that that's really important. So stay here because we are going to have so many exciting things coming up. We're going to be helping a lot of people in the community. And if you guys have any suggestions about community members that should be praised, we would love to hear about people doing good in Frederick, because that's what it's all about. Let's celebrate how people are helping our community.
Yes.
But until next time, we'll see you right here.
Bye.
All right, quick break, then we're back with Salyer McLaughlin, the writer, director, and producer of Boomtown Frederick. Also, the answer to the question, if someone called you and said they only had 24 hours to spend in Frederick, what do you tell them is a must-do? And Tiffany from Pet and Home Care. They're hiring, and if you're looking for a flexible job where you're an employee and not a subcontractor, reach out, petandhomecare.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shannon Flannery beyond compare.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing and siding, but they'll do windows, gutters, patios, and decks as well. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can, of course, visit them online, ansconstruction.net. Remember, a Good Morning Frederick viewer, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Tell Sandra that Dani sent you. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company cooking in small batches to ensure that the food is the freshest it can be. Find them at intensebarbecue.com. That's IN10SE barbecue.com. And satisfy your meat tooth. You can find the Everything Frederick calendar at promocircus.com. Some big events coming up this weekend. On Saturday the 24th, it's Blue Crabs and Blueprints to benefit Habitat for Humanity. Now, you can't get crabs now, but you can purchase an admission ticket and visit the food trucks, listen to the band, and see me. It's from 4 to 8 p.m. And earlier in the day, noon to 3, go to Common Market Co-op's 50th anniversary party. That is happening at the Buckystown Pike location, and you can visit that. It's great. They have a lot of vendors, some music, and all kinds of good stuff. And on Sunday, you want to head to Baker Park for the summer concert series. My friends at WFRE will be there broadcasting live from 5 p.m., and music starts at 7. But something else that's happening in Frederick is movie making. I chatted with Salyer McLaughlin about the movie Boomtown. Let's take a look back at this interview, originally streamed in mid-April. All right, I am here with Salyer McLaughlin. You are taking on a project about Frederick's history. Mm-hmm. Let's step back just a little bit and lead up to this project. Where did you start? And I mean, we don't have to go back to birth, but you know, certainly, how did we get here with Frederick?
Well, I was about 20 years old and I was living in Los Angeles. I had just gotten there. I was going to night school. I was going to UCLA Film School, and I got my first job with Warren Miller Ski Films. and I learned 16 millimeter photography and editing. We were cutting the old reels, and we would splice them together for dissolves.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, I got a job with Body Glove International as the creative director there, and then started developing television commercials, and teamed up with a couple other guys. We started a production company called West End Productions. We were based in Manhattan Beach and then Santa Monica, and then up in Westwood. And we were doing a lot of fashion videos and commercials, and just developed a real interest in producing. And I was working with my partner, who was a pretty good director, who was a better photographer than I was. So he was directing, I was producing. And then I learned after a few years that really, the more creative one on the set is your directors, and that's what I wanted to do more than the actual administration of the project. So
yeah, the producer is the money person, right? Or handles the finance and the business end.
Handles all of the logistics.
Yeah.
More the logistics in terms of the
that's not
actual
fun.
production.
Or creative.
The director handles more of the on-set, the
Yeah.
talent.
The vision, right?
The vision,
Yeah.
the vision.
Yeah.
And if they can get involved in the edit, that always helps. And certainly if you can write it and direct it and cut it yourself, you're going to have a better project ultimately. So I learned all of that, early on. So as a result, I've been able to get fortunate enough to have some good projects where I've been allowed to, 100% totally create, write, direct, and edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this project, is this your brainchild, or is this a consortium of people who came together that wanted to do this?
I had the opportunity to recently produce a few other documentaries, one for Colonial Jewelers to celebrate their 75th anniversary in business, the longest running business in downtown Frederick. And in doing so, was able to do a lot of research on what happened to the downtown in the 60s and 70s. And that was quite successful. Everybody seemed happy with that. And the night of the premiere at the Weinberg, Rick Weldon was emceeing that. And Rick and I had not had a chance really to spend much time together since he took over the chamber. And he gave us a really nice introduction. And I called him the next day and I said, Rick, I'm really wanting to do a film about Frederick. Can you help me generate the support in the community? He at the time, and still is, part of this bagel group, which is Laura Fritz from the county and Kara from Downtown Frederick Partnership and Richard Griffith from DED. There's 5 of them, and Dave Zadelis from tourism.
Yeah.
So he had this group together, and I felt like if I could get Rick's commitment, that he could get the commitment of the bagel group behind it.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, I had been reading this book called From the Brink to Brilliant, which is Kate McDermott's book that Don Linton commissioned her to write. And after reading that, and I'd read several books. I'd read Ron's books and George Delaplane's books in connection with the piece I did for Colonial Jewelers. There's this fascinating history that took place in the 70s. And I felt like From the Brink to Brilliant really encapsulated like the most interesting parts of Frederick's history in a pretty short, it's a 120-page book.
Yeah.
And so I went to, Rick and I went to Don Linton and met with Don Linton and said, we want to option your book. Basically, we want to protect the rights to the book. We want to make a film about it. And Don and Kate agreed, and we signed an agreement with them.
So that's where we are at this point, right? So you guys have obviously you have the book and you've got kind of the story, but it's now at the point, at what point? Where are we?
Well, we've raised a good amount of money from the Osherman Foundation and from the Delaplane Foundation and from the City of Frederick's Department of Economic Development, from tourism. And a handful of other sponsors. We have a fundraiser coming up on the 18th of April.
Okay.
Where we hope to gain a lot of financial support. We're going to be premiering a trailer that we've produced, a 2-minute trailer.
Okay.
That will give those who attend, a good idea of what this film's going to be about. But yeah.
So this event on the 18th is for people who are interested in investing in this film.
Correct.
And kind of seeing the first look at what's been done.
Right. The style of it.
Yeah.
And the story itself, like what.
Right.
Where there's a lot
how it's headed.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So where are you in the? Just guessing. Let's just say the event on the 18th is super successful. Do you feel like it can be the final funding can come from that event, or do you feel like you guys have kind of a plan over the next 6, 9, 12 months to finalize all of that?
I think as soon as we have this fundraiser on the 18th, the word's going to get out that it's a substantial project that could really do a great benefit to the city of Frederick, because it's not a typical documentary. We call ours a docu-film, but it's really more of a film. It's really a movie with real characters and real recreations and real reenactments. And the first part 1 of the 2-part series is set in the 70s, and it is from the point of view of a couple of newspaper reporters and photographers. And
wow.
In particular, one, Amos Brown, who was the first black photographer hired by the News Post, became chief of photography soon after joining the company. And he had an interesting perspective on it as the one who was in charge of all the photography that took place the day of the flood.
Okay.
There's also another a reporter there, Neil Sandler, who's been helping consult on the film, who will be a part of it, as will Ed Waters and Susie McNichols and Darlene Wiles and some of these reporters and photographers that worked for the paper back in the late 60s, early 70s, up to about right after the flood, 1977, which I believe was a time period in Frederick's history, especially when it comes to the downtown, when the vision was really set for what we're experiencing today. And
when in 1977 did that flood happen?
It happened in 1976 on
76. Okay.
October 9th.
I moved up here in 1977, so I was trying to think, I don't remember that. So in 76, the town flooded, and then...
Well, what happened was the town was already, because of a lot of volunteerism and this group of rebels, this group that really went up against the old guard here in Frederick with new ideas. So this vision actually was percolating back in the late 60s. George Delaplane, what he did with the newspaper, how they were able to save the post office and the county courthouse from leaving town. These groups decided to stay. George Delaplane was a big part of that. But so there was already this revolution that was happening in terms of how we're going to keep our downtown intact.
Yeah.
And then the Great Flood hit in 76. And it was because of that momentum that had already sort of gained ground. The flood didn't kill us. And because of Ron Young's vision for this Carroll Creek revitalization and the flood plan, and he was able to raise the $36 million that it took, that vision to create this outdoor entertainment center for the city, much like the San Antonio Riverwalk, which is where that was inspired by. They were able to make up the ground that they had lost with the flood, and actually use it to their benefit to then get to the full support of the county, state, and to get behind the flood project.
Great.
Yeah.
How can people of Frederick, just typical everyday people watching this, how can they support this project?
Well, they could come and spend $45 and buy a ticket to the premiere of the trailer.
Okay.
And they could go to our webpage and they can donate money. It's tax deductible.
Okay.
All the funds are running through our foundation, Big Blue Foundation, which is a 501c3. So
Excellent.
For companies and individuals who are looking for a tax write-off, it's a good way to do it. Yeah, this is going to require a good amount of energy, a lot of resources, and a good amount of money to complete because this again is a film. You know, it's a film that's going to be shown theatrically. We have limited release with the Warehouse Cinemas, so they've agreed to run it as well as all of our trailers.
Yeah.
And this will run in film festivals across the state of Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware, and then maybe nationally.
Awesome.
So it's going to run mostly theatrically, and then it will be also presented to Maryland Public Television once it's finished. Yeah.
What is your hope to start actual production?
Well, we already have.
Okay.
Last Monday we started in Baltimore at the Baltimore Museum of Industry, which is an interesting museum, and part of that museum is a perfectly recreated print shop from the 1970s. So, because one of our central characters is George Delaplane, and the newspaper is certainly a big part of the story of Frederick, we chose this location to shoot our first scenes, which make up the majority of the trailer that we produce. So we've already had our first day of production. We casted George Delaplane, who looks a lot like him when he was 40 years old. But we'll be casting Ron Young and Don Linton and Peggy Pilgrim and some of these other legends that were part of the downtown scene back in the early 70s.
Are you guys still looking for extras? That's what people are going to ask me if they want to be in the film.
Oh yeah, so we're going to do a couple interesting recreations.
And I think this for people, I grew up here, been here since 1977, moved away and came back, but I've never even heard this history. So I think for people who are not Chris Hall, who's a great friend of mine and historian in Frederick, I think that this is an eye-opener. That, Frederick's history is long. I mean, we hear about it, the Civil War and all of that, but really to see it on the screen, I think is really going to be powerful and exciting.
Well, Chris is certainly, he's probably done more than anybody to raise people's awareness of the history of Frederick, and that goes back to 1745.
Yeah.
But what people haven't seen as much of is more their contemporary history, which is what our film deals with. So from 1945 on.
Yeah.
And there was this period of time in the late 70s, late 60s, early 70s, where the vision was set by this group of rebels.
I love that.
Who really are responsible for what the town has really become in 2024, and people don't really know how that happened.
No, I can guarantee you, even those of us who live here probably don't.
And it's
even
fascinating
know much
because there's a lot of people who live here. Our history books tell us, there were these rebels that that the Frederictonians are fascinated by. Barbara Fritchie and even Daniel Delaney, who founded Frederick, was somewhat of a rebel. He rebelled. He rebelled the British Crown and came to Ireland. Came from Ireland here. So our roots are Celtic roots, which I don't think a lot of people know. But I mean, there's this kind of rebel spirit which has made Frederick what it is and why it's developed the way it has. And the Fort Detrick complex was interesting. That brought in a whole new group of people from around the world that wanted more interesting art and more interesting entertainment. And that was a big part of the growth of downtown Frederick. So there are these pieces, why is Frederick? Why are there so many artists here, musicians? What is it that originally attracted them? But I think it's this rebel spirit that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Frederick was not happy with the norms of the day. They were always seemed to be pushing the boundaries a bit.
Well, that's great, because there's those of us where the status quo is no go. So I think I fit right in with the rebels of the bagel group. I love it. All right, so the big stuff, you guys need to buy a ticket for April 18th, Boomtown, the trailer premiere at Warehouse Cinemas. Buy, support, donate. Let's get this movie made and show the world why we love Frederick. And that's, I think it's great.
Yeah.
One thing you want everybody to know about this project for you?
Well, it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money that created this boom in Frederick. It was a renaissance in art that took place, a renaissance in creativity, and that's what the movie is mostly about.
Well,
And
I just,
certainly when
yeah,
Boomtown.
I love the foresight and the visionary, just really what people had so long ago, and I hope that continues. That's why I love this town so much, why I came back after so long, and it's for people like you, Salyer McLaughlin. Boomtown, April 18th.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. And the film will be ready in the later fall.
Awesome.
Late fall of this year.
Let's see if I can get a role. We'll see you guys next time. Special 24 Hours segment is sponsored by the Great Frederick Fair, coming September 13th to the 21st. Tickets are on sale for the concerts Flo Rida, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Tracy Lawrence with Sarah Evans, Beach Boys, Riley Green, and Casting Crowns will all be live at the Great Frederick Fair this year. For all the details and to purchase your tickets, go to greatfrederickfair.com. And we're going to hear from Karen from the Great Frederick Fair early next week. Hey, it's Dani from Good Morning Frederick. If someone called you up and said, hey, I got 24 hours to spend in Frederick, what would you tell them is the must-do?
A must-do. Well, I want to say stop by the orchard, of course. Get some nice, fresh, local food.
Love it.
What is a must-do? Take a walk in Baker Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to the time. What is it? The time tower. Whatever. I'm looking at the picture right there.
Tower.
Yeah. You gotta hear it ding.
Yeah.
And just those fake doves or the swans in the lake. Have you seen those?
I've seen it on social.
Oh my goodness, I went out on break and I was sitting, just enjoying the day. I was on a towel and I'm admiring these swans. I've never seen swans. I'm like, they're beautiful. I mean, for over 15 minutes, I'm admiring them. So I stood up and I'm gonna go take a picture to send to my friend, and I'm like, these swans haven't moved. And I wear glasses, but they don't, they do only so much, and they were fake. And then I saw on Everything Frederick, people are talking about these fake swans, and everyone's tagging me in it, like Madison. There you go. So they got me there.
I probably would have done the same. It's all good, but yes, Everything Frederick did oust the realty on that. Yeah.
It was.
I saw that.
It was a moment. It was a moment I had.
Yeah.
I love Cunningham Falls. I just love being outside. So we go hiking out there, and you got to go like the more treacherous way. Do you know the one I'm talking about? Right? So we go up the pines, and then we go, and then my kids, they're crazy. They'll go up, like above the waterfall. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It makes me so nervous. Yeah. Now they're old enough, I don't get nervous. But, so I would say Cunningham Falls for sure. Is it Greenbrier? That place that's got the beach. Yeah. That was always nice too. We started really getting into those places during the pandemic.
Right.
Because, there wasn't a lot of other places to go to.
Yeah.
Really liked that.
Well, they have to come downtown for sure.
Yeah.
The restaurants are great. The city, is walkable. It's really pretty. It's a very cute town. It's very unique.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Well, so I'm partial to Bushwallers. I think you have to go have a pint at Bushwallers because, I met my husband there.
Yes, you did.
And I think that you have to go up to Cunningham Falls. Just to take a drive, even if you never get out of your car. Once you get off the highway, roll your windows down and just breathe in that air. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think those are two of my favorite things.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily the where to go, but I would tell them just check out just the arts and the music of Frederick. It's a lot of local performers, a lot of local artists, and they're all very talented. And there's something every night, right? You can get some live music. You can go see a show. You can go to an exhibit. Every night. Like spend 24 hours doing that plus dining.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of good dining.
Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Well, obviously, Fire Stove.
Yeah, I know somebody else said that the other day. So sad about that.
And condolences to their family.
Yeah, of course.
But Firestones was a good kind of like hangout spot. Also, depending on what you're in the mood for. I like JoJo's. JoJo's
Yeah.
is a very good,
yes.
very good food, and then very friendly as well. That's kind of like my cheers.
Yeah, I like it.
JoJo's.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, I like bar hopping. Now, I'm not a drinker,
Yeah.
but I do like the atmosphere of the bars here in Frederick. I used to do it a while back with my friends and stuff. As we're getting older, we don't do that anymore.
Right.
But I think for younger people, this is probably a great place to bar hop and socialize with different people. You have the different breweries here, and you also have mom and pop shops that you can, pick up drinks and food and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Oh, we always, in our neighborhood, we live in Warman's Mill.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we have the square, and they play live music every Friday, and all of our friends in the neighborhood come down. So I think that's lovely. There's Ricci and there's Plaza Mexico there. It's kind of like a little city within Frederick.
I love the square there. Quick break, then we're back with Tiffany from Pet and Home Care.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come sling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Pet and Home Care, a continued supporter of Good Morning Frederick. They are now hiring. You get flexible schedules, tons of benefits, including 401k matching. Here is Tiffany from Pet and Home Care. Well, Tiffany is single-handedly adding to the businesses we have in Frederick, and this one is no different. Pet and Home Care. You were basically a baby when you started this business.
I did.
So tell us a little bit about how it came to be. I think you said 1999. How old were you then? I don't want to give away your age.
No, it's
but...
fine. I was a teenager in high school. We're getting ready to graduate when my company kind of started taking off my senior year of high school, which was 99. I graduated 2000, but things really started rolling then. That's when I made it official. I was doing pet sitting before then, but that's when we really got boots to the ground and I started really hustling.
Did you grow up in a family that was like entrepreneurial focused?
My mom's an entrepreneur. My dad was an entrepreneur. My grandfather's an entrepreneur. My uncle, my aunts, basically everyone in my family works for themselves.
So the
it was
fact
normal.
If you didn't start a business, they would have been like, hey, what's wrong? Black sheep. Oh, okay. So you were right in line with the family plan of starting your own company. And, kudos to you for taking the pet sitting kind of to make extra cash, kind of like babysitting, but better. Not the kids.
They don't talk back.
right. And then really taking that next step to making it official. So 1999 you launch. We're in 2024. You got this beautiful space here.
Thank you.
And
Sorry.
And you're booking clients. So you've got kenneling and pet watching. Tell us all the things, because I know that there's a lot.
Sure. We offer a full suite of professional pet care services. Our number one pet sitting service is our in-home pet care. We go to the house, we can walk a dog, feed a cat, take care of other small animals. Most people choose our 30-minute visit. It's enough time to get the basics in. Our second most popular service is what I founded the business on, which is overnight pet sitting.
Okay.
No one was doing this in the 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
We have professional pet sitters that will sleep in clients' home while they're traveling, giving clients that peace of mind. They know someone's in the home with their pet, someone's there overnight in case there's an emergency.
Yeah.
And that's really been a top service for us.
Okay.
And then right next to that is our boarding and daycare at our pet resort in Clarksburg.
Okay, so you pretty much are the whole shebang when it comes to pets. How do you hire, and I know, we want to talk about it, but how do you find the people for your company?
It's hard.
Yeah.
That is the most challenging part of running this business.
Yeah.
After, being in business for actually over 25 years now, I've hired hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
But it's always a challenge because I'm very particular. I want to find people who are, first of all, they have to be an adult. You got to be over 18.
Yeah.
You got to have a car and a smartphone. But you also have to be honest, reliable, no criminal background, and an absolute animal lover.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it'd be easy to find, but a lot of people might have those traits, but maybe they're missing some common sense or being punctual. So we're very strict on who we hire.
Yeah.
But we've built a great team because we want to attract career-minded people. So we offer benefits to all of our employees, included an employer-matched 401k.
Holy cow.
Yep, front-loaded PTO for the year. Everyone's an employee, a partial gas reimbursement. So we're attracting people who are looking for something long-term in animal care, not just a little side hustle.
Right, right. Is this good? A school teacher who is it flexible is what I guess I'm getting to. Like, can they kind of work around their schedules?
Absolutely. We're super flexible. I definitely have at least one teacher on our team right now. We have had others. It's really great for working moms.
Yeah.
When the kids are in school, those are usually part of our busiest days of the year. And then when the kids are out of school during summer, those are even busier. So we would need parents that have childcare, but it's great for parents. It's great for students, especially students that live locally and either use online classes too.
Yeah.
So we have a ton of opportunities for all sorts of people, either at our kennel, as a pet sitter, and we're even hiring another part-time care coordinator where you can help out in our office here in Urbana.
That's amazing. And it's really great that this has grown. Now people know that investing in your pets, especially during the day, if you work long hours, saves you a lot of headaches from when you come home, right?
Absolutely.
If a pet is bored or they get restless or something happens, you're not coming home to that. You're coming home to a well-played, well-rested, been out to do potties pet.
You're getting your best version of your pet, because when they're neglected during the day, they might have accidents, they might chew on things, they might feel stressed. So having that midday dog walk, sending them to daycare, or even ensuring that you have several visits a day lined up when you have vacation care will help ensure a happy and healthy pet.
Yeah. What family or what person is utilizing you for that service mostly?
Great question. Our clients are people who love their animals, first of all. They make sure that they have their needs met. These are people who maybe work long hours out of the home or even in the home. Since Zoom is now a standard practice, we have a lot of clients who are stuck on camera all day, can't break away, and maybe even they have a high needs dog who is barking a lot or needs to run around all day. So we'll pick them up in the morning, take them to our facility where they can run and play, or they can have that midday walk. Tons of options.
Holy cow, wait a minute. So you pick up and drop off for your day? Oh, come on. You can't, you would have 100 dogs. How is that? That's awesome.
Yep, we have 2 vans that run around between Montgomery County and Frederick County twice a day. We're picking up early morning and bringing them home in the afternoon, dog tired.
Oh my gosh, that is fabulous. That is excellent. Now, do you provide the cameras during doggy daycare for those parents who are freaked out? No, I'm just kidding. No pictures?
Of course, a lot of kennels have all kinds of different opportunities to check on your pet during the day. What we utilize is our picture and video recording through our app.
Okay.
So basically, we have an app where you can book your care, you can track your care, and then we send updates through the app with pictures, videos, so you know how your pet's doing.
Oh my gosh, this is a dream come true. Okay, so all of Frederick County?
Not quite all of Frederick County, but we service Frederick
City, and the base is right around. Okay.
New Market's our #1 service area.
Okay.
I actually purchased Critter Sitter back in 2021.
Okay.
And that really helped us grow our Frederick area. And we are actively hiring in New Market, like Linganore, and all parts of Frederick, and even Montgomery County.
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking for people in the office, you're looking for somebody. Also, your pet sitters, your overnight people too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so anything. Well, there's got to be a job out there for one of you as well. The #1 thing you would want people to know about pet and home care?
That's a great question. Well, we're women-owned, women-run, and women-led. I have a strong team of people behind us. We are such an open community. We are inclusive. We welcome all types of animals and animal lovers.
Okay.
A lot of companies, they can't handle maybe strong dogs or timid animals or animals that require medication.
Yep.
So that's where our team has been trained on so many different situations. We do online and in-person training.
Okay.
All of our team members are also certified in pet first aid and CPR. So we're prepared for any type of situation.
Yeah.
But we welcome animals that need that special care.
Yeah.
And with our diverse team of employees, we are open around the clock. And that's probably one of the number one things about us is our hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Just office hours daily.
Yeah.
And we're servicing clients, around the clock.
That should give any pet lover peace of mind. How do they get to you and start booking to get their dogs picked up and taken care of during the day?
Thank you. Well, the best way to get moving is to go to our website, petandhomecare.com. You can sign up right there on our website as a new customer. You can book your services, and you can also call us. You can email us.
Yeah.
We, like I said, are open for phone calls during the day, in the evenings. And if you're looking to apply, same thing. You go to our website, petandhomecare.com. On our About Us tab has our careers page.
Okay.
So we have all of our benefits laid out there,
That's
as well as
amazing.
all of the job opportunities we have.
Well, I will tell you this. There is no company that I know of right now offering employees, number one, hiring as an employee, because that is a huge expense for a business if you've never run a business before. Most people who start businesses use subcontractors, so they don't have to pay any benefits, including PTO, sick leave, all that good stuff. So that's amazing. A lot of full-time jobs certainly don't even offer 401k. That is an extraordinary benefit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we did that to get people who wanted to stay on our team long-term because my clients and their pets, they get attached to their pet sitter. And we want to find people who are looking for a long-time, rewarding career in pet care.
Yeah. Is there, off the record, the best breed of dog that you guys love?
Oh boy, well, I'm sure every team member will give a different answer. I have a few breeds that I'm fond of.
Okay.
I've always had a special place in my heart for golden retrievers.
Okay.
I also love little dogs like Chihuahuas. And of course, I have a Shih Tzu who is sweet and loving to me, but really no one else.
One of those. That's great. That's great. Is there any breed you would not recommend?
No,
That's awesome.
We try not to discriminate on breeds. Our kennel has some restrictions, but in terms of in-home care, we care for all types of breeds. The main thing is training.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you are providing that training so that your dog is not going to be a risk in the future.
Yeah. Do you guys have any recommendations for trainers that you give to?
I'm so glad you asked. We actually just started a partnership with Paw by Paw Training.
Okay.
They're in Rockville. And through them, we are now offering board and train.
Oh, there you go. You can go away on vacation and come back, and they can train you on how to train your dog.
Exactly.
I love it. All right, we want to thank Tiffany Lewis, petandhomecare.com. Get a job. Take care of your pet. Make sure they're loved during the day while you're away, especially those of you, and I'm so sorry you have to do this, who commute from Frederick to DC or whatever you're doing there, spent in that traffic. Your poor pup is missing you, and she can make sure that that doesn't happen. Petandhomecare.com. Coming up tomorrow, more look backs over the last 100 shows. Tomorrow, we're featuring Serena Roy from Dublin Roasters, Sandra from Candles by B&L, Nick from We Help You Move, and Tree Trekkers, all coming up tomorrow. And tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing day. Get out there and let's be great, Frederick.